What if I told you that a 2,000-year-old philosophy could stop your anxiety in its tracks and give you complete control over your emotions in any situation? Imagine never being hijacked by panic during a job interview or losing your cool in a heated argument. This isn't fantasy, it's stoicism, and by the end of this video, you'll have the ancient tools to master your mind. We've all experienced those critical moments, during an important job interview or a first date, when anxiety suddenly takes control, leading to sweaty palms and stumbled speech. It's as though we become mere observers in our own lives, helpless against our pounding hearts and racing minds. But what if ancient philosophers, the Stoics, had already discovered how to maintain composure under pressure centuries before anxiety became part of everyday language? Today, we're exploring their profound teachings to reveal strategies that go beyond simply surviving life's challenges. They help us flourish through them. If overwhelming emotions have ever controlled your reactions, stay with us. These principles will transform your approach. We're embarking on a journey through history to discover how ancient Stoic techniques can help you control your feelings and behaviors, regardless of circumstances. If this content resonates with you, remember to like this video and share it with others who might benefit. Let's begin. Picture your emotions as a well-meaning companion who sometimes oversteps boundaries. They're not adversaries, they're vital indicators that help you navigate dangers, commemorate achievements, and strengthen relationships. However, without proper management, these emotions can override our reasoning, thanks to primitive brain structures designed for lifestyles vastly different from ours today. Consider this: when emotion activates, it resembles an alarm sounding in your mind, a loud, insistent noise that disregards whatever you were doing. This alert often triggers before your logical mind can even respond, leaving you feeling powerless and overwhelmed. But here's the crucial insight: you're not helpless against this internal warning system. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes relevant. Stoicism shows us that we don't need to control or eliminate emotions themselves, we need to manage our responses to them. It's about recognizing that while we can't always control when or how powerfully emotion strikes, we can determine what follows. The objective isn't becoming emotionless but developing the capacity to pause and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. How do we accomplish this? It begins with awareness. By recognizing the triggers and indicators of our emotions, we can start anticipating and comprehending them more effectively. This transformation doesn't occur instantly, it demands practice, patience, and self-reflection. But understanding these emotional indicators as informative rather than commanding allows us to take charge and guide our responses toward our values and objectives. Mastering this skill not only enhances our personal lives but establishes the groundwork for healthier relationships, improved decision-making, and greater fulfillment. The Stoics understood that emotions arise from our interpretations of the world. For instance, if you view an interruption during a meeting as a personal attack, anger naturally follows. Here's where Stoic philosophy becomes fascinating. It demonstrates that by modifying our interpretations, we can alter our emotional reactions. This isn't about dismissing your feelings but examining the beliefs underlying those emotions. Consider Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic thinker who confronted challenges that would crush most people: political conspiracy, warfare, and disease, among others. He famously observed, "You control your mind, not external circumstances." Understanding this brings strength. His message was that outside events don't need to determine our internal condition. We can select our responses, and within our responses exist our development and liberty. Another Stoic, Epictetus, stressed that our interpretations of events, not the events themselves, determine our emotional state. People aren't disturbed by things, he noted, but by their views of things. This represents a profound perspective shift because it returns control to us. We might not control the initial emotional flash, that immediate instinctive reaction, but we can control what happens afterward. We can pause, consider, and choose not to pursue negative emotions based on incorrect beliefs. What's genuinely empowering about the Stoic method is its practicality. It's not merely theoretical, it's a daily discipline. The Stoics employed techniques like negative visualization, known as premeditatio malorum, to reduce the shock of emotional surprises. By contemplating possible adverse outcomes, they equip themselves to confront difficulties with mental balance. This practice isn't pessimistic, rather, it develops mental strength to remain steady in any circumstance. Through these lessons, Stoicism presents a powerful invitation to view life not as a sequence of emotional disruptions but as a chance to develop strength, resilience, and profound peace from knowing you can manage whatever comes your way. By embracing a Stoic perspective, we learn not only to endure life's trials but to approach them in ways that deepen our self-understanding and capabilities. Now that we recognize our emotions stem from our interpretations rather than events themselves, let's examine the profound Stoic principle of choice. This isn't about selecting what happens to us, that's often impossible, but choosing our response. And remarkably, within that choice exists our freedom and strength. The Stoics teach that between any stimulus and our response exists a gap. Within this gap resides our ability to choose our reaction. This concept is remarkably empowering. It means that whatever life presents, we have the final decision on how we respond. Whether facing harsh words, financial difficulties, or personal tragedy, our emotional reaction belongs to us. Think of it this way, life resembles an intricate dance. Events approach rapidly, and our emotions can react equally fast. But like an accomplished dancer who determines which movements to make, we can choose how to move with, around, or away from our emotional impulses. This doesn't mean disregarding our feelings, it means acknowledging them and determining the best action that matches our values and long-term aspirations. The key to practical application is developing what Stoics called prosoche, or mindful awareness. It involves being conscious in the current moment, recognizing our emotional triggers as they surface, and deliberately deciding our response. Through mindfulness practice, we can expand that gap between stimulus and response, providing time to choose actions wisely. This power of choice enabled Stoic thinkers like Seneca to maintain serenity during extreme pressure. Seneca recommended mentally rehearsing worst-case situations, not to fixate on them but to reduce our reaction intensity when confronting actual difficulties. Through this practice, we become less reactive and more responsive. Furthermore, adopting this Stoic perspective builds resilience. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulties but from confronting them with clarity and resolve. Each time we choose a response aligned with our goals, we strengthen our capacity to handle future challenges more effectively. As we explore Stoic practice more deeply, it becomes evident that knowing you have choice isn't sufficient, you need effective methods to exercise that choice wisely. Here are proven techniques from Stoic wisdom that help you choose your actions over your emotions, transforming potential chaos into success. One fundamental technique involves the straightforward yet powerful act of pausing. When emotion surges, imagine you're in an intense discussion. Rather than reacting immediately, give yourself a moment. This pause creates a buffer, allowing your rational mind time to engage and assess the situation. During this brief interval, you can evaluate the emotion. Is it anger? Frustration? Fear? Recognizing what you feel can reduce its overpowering effect, enabling you to respond rather than react. Another Stoic method is reframing your thoughts about circumstances. This cognitive reframing means adjusting your viewpoint to perceive events differently. If someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of becoming angry and assuming hostile intent, you might consider alternative explanations, perhaps they're rushing to an emergency. Changing your narrative about the event can modify your emotional response, helping you maintain composure and possibly even empathize with others. Values-based decision-making represents another foundation of Stoic practice. Here, you make choices according to your core principles, not temporary emotions. Ask yourself, does reacting angrily align with my principles? What would my best self do here? By aligning actions with values, you ensure your responses contribute to who you aspire to become rather than a fleeting emotional state. Emotional acceptance proves crucial as well. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to feeling bad, it means accepting you're experiencing certain emotions without judgment or immediate reaction. Acceptance helps you understand emotions better and manage them proactively. It's like watching clouds pass overhead, notice them but don't get swept away by the storm. Each technique isn't just about handling specific emotional moments, they cultivate a life where you consistently choose actions reflecting rational, reasoned decisions. Regular practice turns these techniques into habits, fundamentally changing how you interact with emotions and the world. As you integrate these practices into daily life, you'll discover that not only do your emotional responses become more balanced, but your overall well-being improves, allowing you to live more fully aligned with Stoic principles. When we consciously choose our actions, aligning them with rational thought rather than fleeting emotions, we develop inner stability that others notice. This stability makes us more dependable and trustworthy. In personal relationships, this can strengthen bonds as loved ones recognize us as sources of strength, capable of providing emotional support rather than reacting impulsively to stressful circumstances. It means that during conflict or tension, instead of intensifying the situation with emotional reactions, we help resolve it, improving the quality and depth of our connections. Professionally, maintaining composure under pressure proves invaluable. Workplace emotions can run high, but the ability to stay calm distinguishes leaders. This isn't about suppressing feelings but managing responses in thoughtful, constructive ways. Decisions made from this state typically prove more strategic and well-considered, producing better results and demonstrating respected leadership that others often emulate. Additionally, choosing actions over emotions builds personal resilience and mental strength. The Stoics believed our greatest challenges are growth opportunities. By confronting difficulties with calm composure, we train ourselves to handle future stress more easily. This resilience can dramatically improve overall well-being, reducing anxiety and depression while increasing life satisfaction. Essentially, we're not just reacting to life's challenges, we're actively shaping our journey through them. Another significant benefit is developing self-awareness and self-regulation. These abilities allow us to understand our emotional triggers and manage them effectively. This awareness extends beyond ourselves, improving our empathy and understanding of others' emotions. With enhanced perception, we can navigate social interactions more skillfully, adapting our responses to different situations and personalities. The practice of choosing actions over emotions provides tools not just to survive in our world but to thrive. By embodying Stoic principles, we don't just go through life, we grow through it, continually improving ourselves and positively impacting those around us. Mastering your emotions and consistently choosing rational actions over impulsive reactions represents a significant challenge. It's a profound undertaking requiring dedication, patience, and resilience. In this journey, as Stoicism teaches, we face numerous obstacles that test our determination and our ability to apply philosophical principles to real situations. One initial challenge many encounter is the intensity and immediacy of emotional reactions. Emotions are powerful and can overwhelm even devoted Stoicism practitioners. They can surge quickly and unexpectedly, driven by deeply ingrained habits and instincts reinforced throughout life. The key to overcoming this challenge isn't suppressing these emotions but acknowledging their presence without letting them control our actions. This requires significant self-awareness and the ability to pause and reflect during intense moments, a skill developed through consistent practice and mindfulness. Another substantial challenge is maintaining consistency in applying Stoic practices. Remaining calm and composed in controlled environments is one thing, but doing so under stress, facing adversity, or during unexpected crises is entirely different. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, visualizing and mentally preparing for potential difficulties, proves extremely helpful here. This exercise strengthens mental resilience by familiarizing us with adversity before it occurs, reducing shock and discomfort when challenging situations inevitably arise. Furthermore, there's the challenge of skepticism, both internal and external. Internally, you might question whether Stoic principles can truly make a difference against real-world problems. Externally, peers or societal standards might question or undervalue emotional regulation's importance, viewing it as unnecessary or overly philosophical. Overcoming this skepticism involves demonstrating Stoic practices' practical benefits not only through words but through actions. As we embody the calm, rational, and resilient traits promoted by Stoicism, these practices' effectiveness becomes apparent to ourselves and others. Lastly, integrating Stoic practices into daily life presents its own challenges. The modern world moves rapidly and often emphasizes quick reactions and emotional expression. To counter this, dedicating time each day for reflection, such as journaling or meditative practices, can anchor us in Stoic principles. This daily commitment transforms abstract concepts into tangible actions, gradually weaving Stoicism into our everyday lives. Overcoming these challenges requires robust commitment to self-improvement and deep understanding of Stoic philosophy. It's about embracing the process, knowing each obstacle is an opportunity to practice and strengthen our Stoic virtues. By steadfastly applying these principles, we not only overcome challenges but grow stronger and more capable with each forward step. Consider a typical workplace scenario. You've invested your heart into a project, but during the presentation, a colleague interrupts with seemingly unfair criticism. The immediate impulse might be defending your work aggressively, letting irritation or anger guide your response. However, applying Stoic principles, you could pause momentarily, acknowledging your initial emotional response without acting on it. Instead of reacting defensively, you might address the criticism calmly, requesting specific feedback to improve the project. This approach not only maintains professional relationships but also enhances your reputation as someone composed and receptive to feedback, even under pressure. Now imagine a personal situation, such as conflict with a partner or family member. Emotions can quickly intensify in familiar settings, turning minor misunderstandings into major conflicts. A Stoic approach involves recognizing emotional triggers as they emerge and consciously choosing to respond with understanding rather than reactivity. This might mean taking time to listen actively to the other person's concerns without immediately reacting or attempting to solve the problem. Such responses promote dialogue and understanding, helping resolve conflicts in ways that strengthen relationships rather than weakening them. In another aspect of personal development, consider self-discipline challenges like maintaining fitness routines or diets. It's easy surrendering to momentary impulses, skipping workouts because you feel tired or indulging in unhealthy snacks. Stoicism teaches us to focus on long-term goals and values rather than short-term comfort. By applying Stoic discipline, you can remind yourself of the reasons behind your choices, reinforcing your willpower to act according to your greater good rather than momentary desires. Moreover, Stoicism can profoundly impact overall resilience and mental health during crises or sorrow, such as financial setbacks or losing loved ones. The Stoic practice of focusing on what we control, our responses, values, and actions, becomes invaluable. While feeling grief or stress is natural, Stoicism helps us navigate these emotions without letting them overwhelm us. We learn to accept our reactions as part of human experience but not let them define our actions or character. In each scenario, real-life Stoicism application doesn't involve suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it's about making conscious choices not to be governed by them. This approach doesn't just help in isolated incidents, it cultivates a life of purpose, integrity, and wisdom. One core Stoic practice involves regulating emotional responses, closely aligned with what psychologists call emotional regulation today. This isn't about suppressing emotions but managing how we express and respond to them. Research in emotional regulation shows that people who effectively manage emotions tend to have better mental health, higher life satisfaction, and stronger relationships. These findings reinforce the Stoic view that gaining mastery over reactions can significantly enhance well-being. Neuroscience also provides insights into why Stoic practices work effectively. The brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher-order thinking, plays a crucial role in managing emotional reactions processed in more primitive brain regions like the amygdala. When we practice Stoic techniques like mindfulness or cognitive reframing, we're essentially training our prefrontal cortex to lead during emotional situations. This training can increase neural resilience, making it easier over time to choose reasoned responses over reactive ones, even during stressful situations. Moreover, neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life, further supports Stoic practices. Each time we practice Stoic techniques, we strengthen neural pathways supporting these behaviors. This resembles building muscle through exercise. The more we engage in Stoic practices, the stronger our emotional regulation capabilities become. Research demonstrates that consistent mindfulness and reflection practice, both key Stoicism components, can lead to changes in brain structures associated with awareness, empathy, and stress reduction. In addition to psychological and neurological benefits, behavioral science evidence supports the Stoic emphasis on habit formation. Habits play crucial roles in our daily lives, shaping behaviors and outcomes. Stoicism teaches developing virtuous habits through repeated practice. This aligns with behavioral science findings showing habit formation can lead to sustained behavioral change, essential for long-term personal growth and fulfillment. By understanding scientific principles underpinning Stoic practices, we can appreciate not just the philosophical but also the practical value of Stoicism in modern times. It provides a framework not only for enduring life's challenges but thriving through them, supported by growing scientific evidence that these ancient techniques genuinely foster resilience, happiness, and deeper life satisfaction. One of the most effective daily practices is mindfulness discipline. This involves dedicating time each day to focus on the present moment without judgment. You can start simply by spending a few minutes each morning or evening reflecting on your thoughts and feelings. This practice helps create mental space around our reactions, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with composure rather than impulsivity. Mindfulness can be cultivated through meditation but can also be practiced throughout the day, while eating, walking, or even during conversations. By being fully present and attentive. Journaling represents another powerful tool in the Stoic toolkit. Keeping a daily journal helps you reflect on your experiences and decisions throughout the day. It's a chance to evaluate what went well and what could be improved. This reflection isn't about self-criticism but self-improvement. Write about instances where you successfully applied Stoic principles and times when you didn't. Over time, you'll begin seeing patterns and areas needing more focused effort. Visualization is a practice often used by athletes but equally valuable in Stoic practice. Each morning, take a few minutes visualizing how you'll face the day's challenges with stoicism and grace. Imagine handling difficult workplace situations with calmness or resolving home disputes with compassion and rationality. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios, you prepare yourself to act according to your values when actual situations arise. Another daily practice is setting clear intentions for the day. What Stoic virtues do you want to embody today? Whether courage, justice, temperance, or wisdom, choose your focus and remind yourself throughout the day. This intention setting can guide your decisions and interactions, making it easier to live up to your Stoic ideals. Finally, practicing gratitude is crucial. The Stoics believe that happiness requires appreciating what we have rather than lamenting what we lack. At each day's end, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. This could be as simple as a warm meal, a conversation with a friend, or something you accomplished at work. This practice not only shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right but also fosters general contentment and well-being. These practices aren't just exercises, they're transformative processes that, when incorporated into daily life, forge us into more resilient, thoughtful, and balanced individuals. They ground lofty Stoic ideals in everyday reality, enabling us to live more fully and react more thoughtfully regardless of what life presents. Starting with mindfulness training, it's essential cultivating a practice where you deliberately focus on the present moment. This could be through meditation. Begin by dedicating just 5 minutes each morning to sit in silence, focusing on your breath and observing thoughts without attachment. Over time, you might increase this to 20 minutes or more. This practice enhances your ability to stay present during daily activities and reduces reactivity to external pressures. Next is the emotional log. This involves keeping a daily record of strong emotions you experience, the situations triggering these emotions, and how you chose to respond. By documenting these instances, you gain insight into emotional patterns and triggers, allowing you to develop strategies for managing them more effectively. Then there's the practice of deliberately exposing yourself to discomfort. This could be taking cold showers, fasting, or engaging in rigorous workouts. The idea is strengthening your resilience and fortitude, teaching you that you can endure and remain composed even in uncomfortable situations. This habit trains you to act despite feelings, aligning with the Stoic value that external conditions shouldn't disrupt inner tranquility. Visualization also plays a crucial role. Spend a few minutes daily imagining yourself facing and overcoming daily challenges with composure and adherence to Stoic principles. This mental rehearsal prepares your mind to act according to your visualization when actual challenges arise, reinforcing desired behaviors. A pivotal Stoic practice is setting a daily intention or catalyst, a single impactful action aligning with your values and moving you closer to goals. This could be as simple as deciding to be particularly generous with your time or patience that day. By identifying and acting on this catalyst, you create a ripple effect of positive actions throughout your day. Incorporating micro-decisions is another key habit. Throughout your day, be conscious of small choices you make, from what you eat to how you respond to emails. These choices might seem insignificant, but they accumulate and shape our character and destiny. By making these decisions deliberately, you strengthen your decision-making capacity, ensuring actions consistently reflect your values and goals. Ending your day with a gratitude practice can shift your focus from what went wrong to what went right. Forcefully articulate 3 things you're grateful for each day. This practice isn't just about feeling good, it's about retraining your mind to recognize and appreciate positives, fostering a general attitude of contentment and resilience. A weekly feedback loop with a trusted friend or mentor about your behavior and reactions can provide valuable outside perspective and promote growth. This exercise requires humility and openness but is instrumental in helping you see blind spots in your character that you might otherwise miss. Practicing the emotion-action split is about taking a moment to identify your emotional state before deciding on action. Whenever you feel strong emotion, pause, name the emotion, and then choose a rational response rather than acting on the emotion directly. This habit helps break the automatic link between feeling and reacting, allowing for more considered and effective actions. Lastly, daily philosophical reading, such as a page from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations or Epictetus's Enchiridion, can provide daily inspiration and reinforcement of Stoic principles. These readings serve as mental nourishment that fortifies your resolve to live according to Stoic virtues. These 10 habits are not just activities but gateways to transforming your life in line with Stoic wisdom. As you integrate these practices into your daily routine, you'll find they not only enhance your ability to manage challenges but also enrich your life with greater peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Each day presents a new opportunity to practice these habits, each practice a step toward mastering the art of living well. Thank you for joining us today on Stoic Journal. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to strengthen your mind and lead a life of purpose and resilience. Be sure to watch one of our suggested videos to continue your journey with Stoicism, enriching your understanding and practice. We're grateful to have you in our community exploring the profound wisdom of the Stoics together.